A deadly terrorist attack may have been foiled by a simple, routine traffic stop. Police say a Delaware student, a Pakistani immigrant, was caught with guns, body armor, and a martyrdom manifesto. We'll break down what's been discovered during the ongoing investigation. We're starting things off with a disturbing story out of the U.S. state of Delaware, one that authorities say could have ended in a deadly mass shooting if not for a simple traffic stop. According to police and newly filed federal court documents, a 25-year-old University of Delaware student, a Pakistani immigrant named Luqman Khan, was arrested after officers discovered a car packed with weapons, tactical gear, and a notebook outlining what appears to have been a detailed plan for an armed assault on the university's police department. Authorities described this as a planned attack, and the evidence they've recovered so far backs that up. Inside Khan's vehicle, officers found a loaded handgun, extended magazines, a conversion kit that can turn a pistol into a semi-automatic rifle, body armor, binoculars, and a laptop. They also found a notebook, and investigators say that the notebook contained hand-drawn diagrams of the University of Delaware Police Department building, including labeled entry and exit points, notes on tactical movement, and references to, quote, warfare techniques. One campus officer was reportedly named directly in the notebook. What stands out in those writings is a repeated theme: martyrdom. Khan allegedly wrote about the desire to die a martyr, calling it one of the greatest things you can do. Now, we don't have all the details on his motivation yet. Authorities haven't established a full ideological profile, and they're continuing, of course, to examine his digital history, his contacts, his background. The investigation is, of course, ongoing, and facts are still being gathered. But after the arrest, investigators executed a search warrant on his Wilmington, Delaware residence. Inside, they found more weapons, including an AR-style rifle, a second Glock handgun that had been illegally altered, numerous extended magazines, hollow-point ammunition, military-style gear, and another ballistic vest. According to prosecutors, none of the weapons were lawfully registered. What makes this even more chilling is how close the alleged plot may have been to being carried out. Police stumbled on Khan by accident. His truck was parked late at night in a closed public park. An officer approached the vehicle just because it looked suspicious. That's it. No intelligence tip, no alert from a family member, no warning sign from classmates, just basic patrol work that stopped something potentially catastrophic. Federal prosecutors have now charged Khan with illegal possession of a machine gun and unregistered firearms, and they say more charges are likely as investigators piece together the full picture of his intentions. For now, he remains in federal custody without bail. The University of Delaware says there's no ongoing threat to the campus. We'll continue following the case as prosecutors release more information about Khan's background and motivations. All right, coming up next, the Pentagon's Inspector General wraps up his long-running review of Signalgate. We'll look at the details and findings of the report. I'll be right back. Hey, Mike Baker here. Let me take just a moment to talk about personal finances. That's a very important topic. And let me ask you a question. Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? Well, with credit card debt at all-time highs, debt relief advocates are now advising consumers of debt relief being made available that's designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Look, those who qualify and enroll for this relief program may only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. It's not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies, frankly, would rather you not know about. The program could end your debt troubles and save you money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living continues to rise. To learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, it's easy. Just go online and visit DRA.com. Again, DRA.com. One more time, that's DRA.com. Hey, Mike Baker here. Now, we all know this, right? But getting older, well, it hits harder than you expect. You know what I'm talking about. Stiff joints, slower recovery times, hair and skin that's lost its glow. And that's why I'm recommending that you check out Bubs Naturals Collagen Peptides. Here's the thing. Collagen is the protein that holds everything together, right? But starting in your mid-20s, well, your body makes less every year. Bubs helps restore those levels. And it's easy to use. It's tasteless. It dissolves instantly in your coffee or your smoothies. Plus, Bubs gives back, donating 10% of their profits to charity. And here's something very important. Bubs is NSF certified, Whole30 approved, and it's free of sugars or fillers. Live better longer. For a limited time only, PDB listeners are getting 20% off at Bubs Naturals by using code PDB at checkout. Just head over to Bubs Naturals, that's B-U-B-S, bubsnaturals.com, and use code PDB, and you're all set. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Tell them the PDB sent you. Welcome back to the Afternoon Bulletin. We turn now to the Pentagon, where the Inspector General has wrapped up his long-running review into what's become known as Signalgate. Now, if you don't remember what Signalgate was, it stemmed from earlier this year, springtime, when Secretary of War Pete Hegseth used the encrypted messaging app Signal on his personal phone to discuss details of U.S. military strikes against Houthi militants in Yemen with other members of the Trump administration. Those messages included timing windows for the strikes and sensitive operational notes. And it all went public after a journalist from The Atlantic was accidentally added to the group chat. That's what triggered the Inspector General's investigation, and today we're getting the first real sense of what it found. According to reporting from AP and Reuters, the Inspector General concluded that Hegseth did violate Pentagon policy by using an unsecured personal device and a commercial messaging app for war plan discussions. The report says that created an unnecessary and avoidable risk to U.S. personnel. Did it really take this long to come up with that conclusion? However, the report stops short of accusing Hegseth of deliberately leaking classified information, and it acknowledges that the Secretary of War has broad declassification authority. But investigators say the method, Signal on a personal phone, fell outside approved channels, for handling anything related to military operations. Now, we should note, we don't have the full report yet, only excerpts and descriptions from officials who have reviewed it. A redacted version is expected to be released publicly sometime soon, and that will help clarify what exactly the Inspector General uncovered. Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell, not surprisingly, pushed back on the idea that Hegseth had exposed classified material, repeating what he's said for months, that no classified information was shared in any of the Signal chats. In responding to the Inspector General's findings, Parnell framed the review as confirmation that the matter is settled, calling the case closed, and saying the department considers the issue resolved. Nothing to see here. The White House appears to be taking a similar tone. President Trump is signaling confidence in his Secretary of War, telling advisors that he views the episode as a, quote, communications mistake, not a breach of loyalty or trust. For now, there's no indication that Hegseth's position is in jeopardy. Still, the report underscores just how much damage a simple breach of protocol can cause. Even though Signal is encrypted, it's not authorized for transmitting operational details, especially not from a personal device. And in this case, the accidental inclusion of a journalist in the group chat exposed war planning discussions that should never have been visible outside secure, provided channels. Investigators also point out that senior leaders set the tone for the entire department. Of course they do. When the person at the top of the chain uses informal back channels to coordinate sensitive military activity, it encourages others to take similar shortcuts. And that, of course, can have obvious bad consequences for U.S. forces that are in harm's way. And that, my friends, is the PDB Afternoon Bulletin for Thursday, the 4th of December. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me at pdb@thefirsttv.com. And, of course, to listen to the show ad-free, you can do that, and you can do it very easily. Just become a premium member of the President's Daily Brief by visiting pdbpremium.com. I'm Mike Baker, and I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, stay informed, stay safe, stay cool. Hey, Mike Baker here, with a great holiday opportunity from our friends at Birch Gold Group. Now, you probably remember that great Burl Ives Christmas tune, Silver and Gold. Remember you saw that on the old-time Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer show? Well, that's what we're talking about here. Not Burl Ives, but we're talking about silver and gold, right? Because for every $5,000 you purchase between now and December 22nd, Birch Gold will send you an ounce of silver. And if you aren't aware, silver happens to be up over 60% this year. So here's the thing. When you're talking about protecting your hard-earned assets, it's important to diversify and have a hedge against uncertain times and instability. And that's why I encourage you to consider buying gold from Birch Gold Group. Let Birch Gold help you convert an existing IRA or a 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. And for every $5,000 you buy, you'll get an ounce of silver for your stocking or, for your kid's stocking. It's a great way to teach them about investing and building a smart portfolio. Just text PDB to 989-898 to claim your eligibility for this offer. Again, text PDB to 989-898 today because Birch Gold's free silver with qualifying purchase promotion, well, that ends on December 22nd. Text PDB to 989-898.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment, a really positive, nice, and kind comment. That would be appreciated. And if you're not already subscribed to our channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our daily updates.